Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to Cornwall, and welcome back to a push bike. Yeah, the car's not with me for the time being. 2 months ago, somebody drove into the back of it and made a big old dent. They managed to dent the boot door, the trunk lid. They also managed to dent the rear bumper, or the plastic and the metal that goes underneath. But, because both of us were fully comprehensively insured, and the other guy admitted fault, that means that I don't have to pay anything. I did need to take the car over to an assessor's, and the assessor was like, yep, okay, so we're going to need to replace all of these bits, and it's going to take us a while to get the parts. Your car is not exactly rare, but also at the same time, there's not that many of them on the road compared to something like a Ford Fiesta. And I'm like, okay. Can I drive my car? And they were like, yes, okay, it's fine to drive, it's dented, but it's not illegal. At that point, I cancelled the courtesy car. The insurance company said, we can get you a courtesy car, something similar to what you're driving at the moment. It'll be a 5-speed manual instead of an auto box, which isn't a problem. Most people in the UK learn how to drive on a manual box. But it was going to be a while before all the parts would go up, and I didn't really want a car to be sat outside in the road and not doing anything, because I'd be liable for it. Also, the other guy's insurance team, same company, different teams within the company, phoned me up and said, well, we're only going to spend about $17, £17 a day, or like $20, I guess, a day on a car, and if it costs any more than that, you'll have to pay the excess. I made a little calculation in my mind. I said, let's cancel that, let's not have a car. I'll buy a folding bike. Which is what I did. I bought a folding bike with 20-inch wheels, it folds in the middle, the handlebars all fold down, the seat folds down, and the whole thing can go in the back of the car, which was good and bad. It's a pain in the ass to ride because it's like riding a BMX, not quite the mountain bike that I'm used to. But wait, there's more. Yes. I got a call probably about a week ago, and the repairer said, we finally got the parts, their words, not mine, and you can just book it in anytime you want. And I'm like, now, right now, very much right now, let's get her in. I drove her over there, took the day off work, and first thing in the morning, got the bike out, unfolded it, and cycled home. It's a few towns over to cycle home. And then I realized I needed to make some repairs on the bike, or adjustments anyway. I'd already taken the rear wheel out to change the inner tube because it exploded. Quite energetically, just sitting around doing nothing. It just went bang one day. I had to take the axle out, which means the derailleur, the rear derailleur, because it's got 6 gears, was kind of knocked out of alignment. I spent most of yesterday fixing it, and then went to the supermarché, which is what this little video is. Just me testing the bike after fixing that, but it's got me to work and back for a few days last week. Through rain, driving rain, headwinds, and 97% humidity. It's been a heck of a time. This is the first time I've seen sun since dropping the car off. Which means taking a change of clothes to work, wearing shorts, wearing a t-shirt, going into the bathroom, stripping everything off, and then just getting into jeans and whatever just to sit at your desk for 8 hours, and then doing the whole thing again in the evening. Takes a while, because I live in the countryside. There's no Uber. You can't get an Uber. And the day I dropped the car off, there was a bus driver's strike, which meant that the bike, in the absence of some sort of car, is it's useful. I wouldn't go below what the spec is here, which is 20-inch wheels. There were some with 16 and 12-inch. I wouldn't do it. It'd be like trying to pedal a skateboard. It's just not something you want to do. And even this, it's fine in town, but when you start hitting the hills and things outside of town, because, you know, countryside, it kind of slows down quite a bit. Mountain bikes, at least got the big old wheels, but this thing, it's alright. It gets the job done. It gets the job done. And it's got a little bell which you can ding ding as you're going past people. Speaking of which, the camera is quite wide. It looks like we're going a lot faster and a lot closer to things than we actually are. Don't worry about it. We're not. We're absolutely not. But I did get a call. I took yesterday off because they said, oh, it's going to be 3 days and then it'll be fixed. So day 4, I booked off And I got a call first thing in the morning from the repairers, and they said, your car, we're going to need for another few days because it needs another part. And I'm like, oh, all right, well, that's the thing that's happening, I guess. Which means I'm not going to get the car for another few days, not at least into sometime midweek next week. Is that a problem? I mean, does mean cycling to work. You don't do YouTube as a job? my dudes, YouTube is not my job. Yeah, I have to cycle a few towns over to get to work. It's an adventure morning and evening, which is fine. And if I need to go and get supplies, forage for supplies from the shops, the supermarché, well, I have to cycle in. Which means I have to work out what I need to get before I go and make sure it all fits in a backpack, because this thing doesn't have panniers. Although, I do think I might be able to put a mid-mount, maybe 350 watt electric motor down where the pedals are, and then slap a battery somewhere along that crossbar, because you can't be a mad scientist if you don't practice some sort of mad science. I did look at 25cc petrol motor, but in the UK, if you want to do that, well, you need to get it insured, MOT'd, and the DVLA needs to inspect it, and you need a number plate and everything. It's not worth putting a petrol motor on, but electric motor all day, you can do that no problem. Anyway, this is the supermarché. This is Hale. This is the end of what was something of a warm journey. And I think I'll leave it there. If you like this video, definitely leave a little like, leave a subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. If you want notifications, dingle the bingle. If you don't want notifications, don't click the bell. And this is just a little catch up, just to explain what's been going on in the past couple of weeks, I guess. Anyway, I'll catch you next time.